Hello, good morning, y'all. I hope you're having a great long weekend. At least, Americans, because we're celebrating Memorial Day tomorrow. But I've, been doing my thing, just watching Girl World and Local Universe. And my understanding is that according to the hosts, some of them at least, and according to Kim, they had some sort of meeting in which they stated, he stated, that if you're playing a character, don't talk about it. Um, don't talk about show notes. Don't talk about scripted content. That these would be punishable offenses. And we most recently saw Roxy receive the punishment of having to go on all of the shows and lie on behalf of Keem, and she wasn't allowed to say anything about it. And she had to wear a Pinocchio costume on her own show. So, let's talk about what Beans has done recently.
I died when I saw that. It was Khan who made it. Thank you, boss.
There you go.
For tickling my fancy. For tickling my fancy. My fancy was fully tickled. Style. Looks exactly like Ken. I can't.
Anyone want to talk about how Beam said yesterday her engagement ring was scripted content?
Who said
Where does
that?
she say that at Amazing?
Mary! Thank you.
I'm actually very surprised that you even read my comments, Riley. Considering how vocal I've been about the shows lately. But I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I definitely have been very displeased with how you handled Wonder Woman's situation, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. Okay, so let's get into this. So she's, where's the timestamp? I literally gave her a quote. I gave her a quote. Beans said that her engagement ring was scripted content. That's what she said. Which presents two questions, but they both look bad for you, Beans. One is, why are you exposing that it's scripted content? Because that's against your company policy. But two, if you misspoke, which would be weird, a weird choice of wording for what you did there, were you trying to pressure Grimm into making a proposal? Which is even kind of weirder that you would be that much of a bitch in your relationship. So I can understand why it's falling apart if you have that much control over him that you're constantly trying to manipulate him like that. But anyway, here we go.
Thank you, Mary.
Grifted. Appreciate you, Mary.
If Amazing can type in the chat and tell me where that was, I'll go find it.
Oh, I think I remember her talking about it. I think that she was showing off the engagement ring. But did she?
So this happened on Friday on Locale Dolls towards the end of the show when Bean started talking about the fact that she and Grimm were no longer together. Unprompted, she said this. It wasn't like fan comments were coming up after her, which she is overreactive to. to begin with. This was just simply her spewing her mouth, and I mean, I don't know what to make of it. Was it scripted content? Which means that whatever you're involved in, we can't trust either. Or were you trying to manipulate your boyfriend?
Did she ever actually say she was engaged? I think she was just showing off a ring. I think she just said it wasn't real. I don't know. Like, here's the thing. You're going to have to show me the content of her saying she was engaged. Because when she said that she wasn't engaged, I think she was just saying that wasn't real. So we have to go back to find the claim of her scripting the engagement. Because I can't ever remember a moment where I thought they were engaged.
Well, I'm also fairly certain, though I have not tried to find the episode or the timestamps on this, that Beans talked about ring shopping. And I think that it was supposed to happen on the day when they went to some sort of festival. Like a Ren Fair type of festival. Where they did, ancient games or whatever. I think that's probably when it happened. Is they were supposed to go ring shopping and then do that, and he ended up buying magic cards instead. I think that's, or maybe it was Grimm who talked about it. I can't remember.
Yeah, me either. That's why I'm like, can you tell me where to go? Okay, people are saying it was on Dolls, so I'm going to look.
I remember on Dolls where she said, because someone brought up the ring. They're like, what about the ring? I thought you were engaged.
Here you go. Okay, wait a minute. Here you go. Found it.
Cajun Lady 1961. Welcome to Cash Cow. 1 month deep.
Wow, that's really nice of you to impersonate Brantley's voice like that. Fucking hey, Billy. You are so cringe, dude.
Cheers. Appreciate you.
All right.
Me and Grimm are not together anymore.
Ah, this sucked.
See, I saw you wearing a ring the other day, so I thought y'all got engaged.
No, that was fake. That was fake. That was a scripted content. So
You're not going to on your new show? What the fuck? Why are we not talking about that?
Yeah.
Hello, it's a girl show.
I didn't think that was appropriate. That's like, okay, I know that Grimm and I are both hosts on shows here in the LCU, but like, it's still our personal life.
Beans and Grimm are not engaged. They've broken up. Like,
yeah, she said it was scripted content.
Stop spreading the rumor that they're engaged. That's not true. It's the opposite. I'm never wasting.
Nobody is spreading the rumor that they are engaged. Except for her. Okay? Nobody is doing that, Billy. Either her or her and Grimm together were spreading the rumor about the ring. Okay?
They're engaged. That's not true. It's the opposite. You
Yeah,
guys are
they're
psychos.
not together anymore.
Respect the fact that they're going through a lot right now. You psychos. Some of you are like, they're not really broken up. That's content. It's not content. They're going through a rough patch right now. And they're breaking up, and they're.
Yep, and I hope.
I didn't say that it wasn't real. I never said it wasn't a real breakup. I said, why did she call it scripted content? And that's a very valid question, given what you guys have been going through over the last few weeks, right? Especially since Wings had a complete meltdown over this.
They both can move on and do really great things.
I hope whatever happens to either of them, they just don't have to deal with extra pressure from everybody watching on top of whatever they're going through.
That's why I said what I said, Billy.
I get to say what I say too. You don't have to test everything I say. I'm not testing you.
I wasn't testing what you were saying. I was going along with what you were saying by saying that.
Well, I'm saying beyond, like, whatever happens to them, people watching need to not add on to it, you know, or you whatever, add on to it if you want. Just know that you're adding on to an already tough situation. Okay. Anytime you go and say try and support Beans through this hard time, maybe your shit's not hitting right and you're only making it worse for Beans. Same.
What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with the question I submitted? You're just going off on a tangent now. And I'm looking at the chat and it doesn't look like anybody's saying anything like that. So what are you, just like gaslighting your audience right now? What the hell?
Thing for Grimm, you know? Who knows what they need right now? And any support, even us talking about it right now, probably might be feeling some type of way to either of them. We don't know. It sucks. But guess what? We're going to talk about it. That's human. Just try to be careful if you care about them. And if you don't care about them, I guess be an asshole. It all sucks.
Yeah, it does. I will say though, I am liking this. I'm liking Beans and Pup, whatever, being together as co-hosts. I'm liking the vibe they have. I really am. I'm liking it. I'm really excited for this show. I think this show is going to be great. I know they're.
I like Pupstar. I think she's pretty cool. Obviously, in the beginning, she's had some scheduling difficulties, which they have dragged her through the mud for. But, you know, when you're starting something new and you already had things on the books, what are you going to do? Right? Okay. Let's get to the point where Beans gets in the chat and starts trying to defend herself.
Under the Brantley umbrella, and I think this is a perfect show for Brantley to oversee. I am really fucking excited. I am really happy for the show.
Did you see Brantley sent Beans some clothes?
No, I didn't see that part. Because I didn't even know they were live for the longest time, and then I caught some of it.
Yeah, the clothes were not cool. Well, they're probably cool. I only saw one piece of clothing, and it was like a lap trap. And Brantley saw it.
Yeah, that short skirt, and I was like, oh no.
Brantley saw it and said, "Ooh, I don't think I would even wear that."
Yeah, exactly. When she pulled up that skirt, I was like, the mother hen in me just came out, and I was like, oh, bruh.
Yeah, it looked like a piece of, like, I don't know, not duct tape, but like cuck tape, like just something nasty. It was funny as hell. Dirty Dalish in the chat says, "What the heck happened to Pigtails?"
She quit.
She had what was only explained as a family emergency, and she had to step away. So,
Yep.
Well, if you watch Locale Dolls on Friday, you'll see that she was pretty much bullied by Beans for the entire episode until Brantley arrived.
I can only hope that, you know, she's okay.
Yeah. Hope everything's good.
Yeah.
I know she left the Discord.
Oh, that's too bad. She was
I liked her.
she was interesting. I don't know what would have happened with her, but she seemed to really be trying, and you want to see that play out. You know, like, I know you don't like sweet tea, but I want to see it play out. I want to see these stories play out with people. I you know, when they end short, it's like I always wonder what could have happened.
Okay, so at this point, Beans has entered the chat. Laugh out loud. My mom bought me a cute ring, and the only finger it fit was that one. The ring finger on her left hand, you guys. So, what she's trying to pass along as truth to us is that her hands are so ill proportioned that she could not put it on the same finger on her right hand. That's what she's trying to pass along as truth here. When Grimm was helping with Cafe, people took it a certain way. Girl, you did that on purpose to create an impression.
Yeah.
Sometimes what could have happened is pretty terrible, and maybe them leaving early is the best.
Oh, here it is. There's the explanation for the ring.
Bean says, lol, my mom bought me a cute ring, and the only finger it fit was that one. When Grimm was helping with Cafe, people took it a certain way. Yeah, you never said a damn thing about being engaged, so your response to saying
I really don't know why you bothered doing so much sweeping for her last night. I don't get it. When Roxy has taken so much punishment for her end of exposing that there's a script, Becky gets away with it all the time. So what do you just have favorites within the universe who don't get punished when they expose that they're scripted? I mean, how do we believe that anything that you guys tell us is a true story at all? Like about personal lives and things like that. You got Twiggy with his double amputee wife, right? Becky with her nonsense. Just so many of them have made accusations now that they're scripted. And somebody said, I think in this chat, that it makes sense because Beans is also close to Mike. I don't know if that's true or not. But also, Xylee, it's not just a matter of you came in hot. You need to have a better apology to all the females in your audience who have experienced sexual harassment in the workplace. Because despite the fact that what Wonder Woman was trying to describe as T, as an unwanted advance, which, by the way, we all swap stories like that all the time. Oh my God, this guy hit on me in the bar and it was just so gross. I had to get away, right? We all have stories like that. So it's not a big deal that she told a story like that. But people started amping it up, freaking it out, and making it into something larger than she wanted it to be. And Xylee put the period on the end of that sentence by naming it sexual harassment and bullying her in front of the audience. And for those of us who have experienced workplace sexual harassment or volunteer organization sexual harassment, your apology is not enough. I went in hot. Too bad. That was a bitch move.